come out of the home, they come back in, they stay there in the house.
Yeah. Them houses about $400 right now.
At Georgia Road, they got them like $425. I said, man, Georgia Road.
Georgia Road, I think the highest one was $279.
Dude,
back there, like where I was
Up
at.
in the circle, I seen. I look back on
dude from Bessemer, whose son I trained, just bought one for $425. Right there, well, I ain't gonna say it's off Georgia Road. It's where, you come right there in the Woodlawn. You ain't even all the way in there, but you come the little Woodlawn Dental. You got the little clinic once you go up under the tracks. Right to the left.
You make the right and then go all the way up by the tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the left will be taking you to First Avenue.
Yeah, the right. Yeah.
He bought Evora and them that old house. They made it look like a little mansion all the way on that little corner. They wanted like $125,000 for early last year.
Stories, the podcast, episode 88. Chitter chatter before the podcast. We got Sonny Black here, the hood historian, Coach L, one of the best coaches around in San Bernardino's over there. Their weak ass sons had on. Y'all better hope y'all don't see the Lakers in the first round.
We got that information for you.
Yeah, that's right.
And that ass whooping waiting on you. Whenever you ready.
They got CP3 hot, they good.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, with the haircut, Slang, Ben Mac, and CP3 must be hurt at least twice a year. And right now it's the time. So we'll see.
He's that chilling.
Son will set out in LA. I am comedic narrator, haircut, Slang, Ben Mac.
Get down.
Brother Coach L and the Salmon No-Nos. Yeah. Yeah. It was clap like the studio. Oh.
We in there,
What's
man.
going on, man? I got K1 on the ones and twos, and I ain't talking about the DJ equipment. I'm talking about on the camera, the lens and computer. And Sonny Black, goddamn second-hand vegan in here. What's up with you, man? What's up with you, L?
Can't call it. Appreciate you having me on tonight.
Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on, man. We I ain't gonna say out here. I know you're doing a lot of huge things in the community, man, for these children, for yourself, and then it's right here in the community, man. So I guess, first, we'll just let you introduce yourself to the people. Who art thou having the pleasure to talk to today? You can tell.
What up, man? This Coach L, man. A lot of folks around the city, a lot of kids know me around the city. Coach L, Leonard Stevens. I do a lot of stuff around the community, do a lot of stuff in the state. Just trying to be a vessel for these kids around the community, help these parents, be a part of the village to help steer these kids in the right direction. I grew up out of Pratt City. My dad out the east side. That's where my gym located out the east side. I grew up every weekend seeing what we needed in the community, and why not grow up and put it in the community instead of putting it, somewhere else where they already have multiple resources.
Right, hey. That's good. That's where it started right there, man. If more people thought like that, you'll watch the community grow organically. Opposed to everybody talking about what it need, to just put what it need. Okay. Hey, and also episode 88. If you're on here on the live, go ahead and like it, watch it, and share it. We won't mind. Ain't no more some good info. Ain't nobody here but the legendary Coach L. So back to you, Coach L. So I guess I heard you and Sam speaking about it before we got on camera, man. About I guess I jumped right into it, them NIL deals, since that's like the new thing. Everybody talking about it, and then everybody talking about it, but a lot of people don't even know what it is. So I guess before we go, into depth on what is a NIL deal and what does that mean for new and upcoming athletes?
Man, so the unique thing about name, image, and likeness, athletes have an opportunity to capitalize on their name, image, and likeness. A lot of kids are being pushed in a direction to be made money off of by certain management companies and things of that nature. It's just the nature of the business, but it's not a lot of information out about it yet. It's enough, but it's not a lot. Probably I think when this jumped off last year, I reached out to one of my inside guys at the NCAA, and his response to me was, "Man, I don't even know much about it." So to hear that from the NCAA themselves, you kind of have to do some digging to make sure your guys don't end up in bad situations. But what we know now is, at the time, it was only 6 states that had regulations on it, legal rules and things there for it. And now I think it's about 13, and now each university has their own rules as well too. So it's not just the state regulations. The school has regulations as well. So if a kid has an opportunity with the NIL deal, the school has to approve it, and it has to fit the guidelines of the state rules as well. So right at this moment, we're just really trying to enlighten the kids and teach them how to properly handle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm not really focused on the deal per se as far as the money portion. I'm focused on making sure I prepare them for an opportunity to even do so, or even be able to execute on that. So being able to make sure you proper house rules, you know what I'm saying? Keep a clean haircut, you know what I'm saying? You need a haircut, they got you. You know what I'm saying? Being able to make sure you dress neatly, have proper etiquette, know how to, give a proper handshake and just be respectful. Talk to the camera.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Things that we've been taught for years, but, this day and time, with kids with cameras in their face every single day, they forget the importance of, when you post that video, you don't understand what can come from that, positive and negative. So that's kind of just like a short spiel on it, but it's a lot to it. There's a lot of meat on that bone, and more people trying to pull on it.
It's so interesting to hearing about that NIL, because I remember back in the day, shoes, jerseys, stuff like that would end your career and mess the school up too. And then it seemed like all of it just disappeared, and now these athletes got an opportunity to really be millionaires or well off before they even leave school. Some of them may not even want to play in the NFL, depending on what type of business or resources they got a hold to while they were there. So that's a beautiful thing. I'm glad to see it go like that.
Yeah.
Keep the schools honest too.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep everybody honest when
to
you
a certain
go
extent.
and get that money.
To a certain extent. I mean, school not necessarily honest. I feel like if anything, they allowed this NIL deal to put themselves in a situation where they can capitalize themselves, because now you feeding who feeds you. And if certain schools have people they already have relationships with, and they're the ones that's able to execute and get the percentages off of the players, it's the same thing that an agent would get once a kid go to the NFL. So how can you make money off a kid who has a big name in college but may not be that top draft pick? So it's different ways you can look at it. I feel like it's all on perspective, but I won't lead the schools in the cliff for it. I won't applaud them for this push, because if it goes up to them, they'll keep all the dollars to themselves.
Well, so I guess what would be some of the pros and cons of an NIL deal? I guess the short version, because like we speaking, a lot of this is brand new.
Yeah.
Even like you said, there's people all up in it don't know nothing about it. So what's some of the pros and the cons of an NIL deal?
So to me, some of the pros of the NIL deal is giving these kids an opportunity to execute on their name instead of somebody else just executing on it. A lot of kids, it's only 1% gonna make it to the NFL, not for long. There's only 1% gonna make it. But being able to capitalize on that while you're in college the right way will set you up and put you, and I'll give you an example, putting you in a position where a lot of kids may graduate, and depending on your degree, you don't necessarily make top dollar coming out. If you're an education major, if you're a criminal justice major, if you're a physician or you're a nurse, of course we know you're going to start at a decent baseline. But if you're somebody that's an accountant or somebody that's in human resource, they may tell you have to have experience. That experience means you might have to work a job getting paid $20,000 a year, but what you making coming in ain't even enough to take care of you and put you on the right foot to start your life. Yeah. So this NIL allows you an opportunity where if you execute it the right way, now when you graduate and you get ready to step into the real world, you have options. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily have to be stuck in a box and say, hey, I gotta take this job making $20K a year. When if you have it within your budget and use your money the right way, if you're able to take that job, you don't have to do it for as long. You know what I'm saying? It's all on the strategy with it. Some of the cons that come with it is just the distractions. Let's call it what it is. You always got to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing that got your name, image, and likeness where it is you doing either basketball, baseball, football, wherever the sport may be. And as long as you keep the main thing, you good. But with all these people tugging at you with money opportunities coming from the communities like we come from, just think about a kid come from our community. Most of those kids never saw certain dollar amounts. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the proper structure in place and the proper people around you, to help guide you, and it can put you in a pretty tough situation, especially taxes and things of that nature you don't know about.
Somebody just commented about them taxes on.
Got your comment on that. or Earl Campbell. We appreciate you commenting too, man.
Yeah, you're right. Mr. Campbell, you're right, man. And that's the thing I'm trying to teach some of my guys who have NIL deals. Man, it is taxes gonna come after you. You know, anything over $15,000, they want to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these kids are not being explained that. So, like I said, you know, I wear the responsibility. I know a lot of other people may talk the talk, but at the end of the day, you know, if you want to be somebody that see change in your community, you can't just say, I'm sick of seeing this, I'm sick of seeing that, and you ain't got up and did that. You know, so the only people I really take that from is people who willing to say, hey, I lock arms with you, let's do it together. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't do it all by myself. But, you know, that's definitely good because the kids need to understand that. Most kids don't know what a CPA is.
Yeah, you're right. You sure right about that.
The tax man coming regardless. Because
Yeah,
you know that
find out later on either.
those businesses are turning in they write off or whatever they getting from the other side of that thing. So you know you're gonna have to do it. You know.
Now they're saying, sorry.
No, you good?
Now they're saying $600.
Yeah.
So
so
whatever
that's a big
transfer,
Exactly.
you get-
Cash app and stuff like that.
That's right. So you're gonna have to get a W-2 or a 1099 and fill that out and get all that stuff right, or eventually it's gonna all pile up.
600 and over.
Yeah.
So anything over $599, they need to holler at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta always make sure we trained up for that stuff too, man, as well as that mind. You know what I'm saying? Because having that mind trained up is what's gonna help make decisions. Because young people gonna make mistakes. They're gonna get out there and try to do stuff without anybody just always leading and guiding them to the decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
they feel grown.
yeah, so they want to get out there and do things on their own. So they always gonna make mistakes and not always make the decision that we see that's best for them. But with that village leading and guiding, or at least continuing to get that message every time you can. You know what I'm saying? You don't beat them over the head with it. You know, you gotta enjoy time around them too. But reinforcing that message, it ain't never enough of that. It ain't never too much of that. What I meant to say, you know.
Yeah.
But I heard you say your gym is on the east side. I know we spoke on it earlier, man. But where you located at?
Man, I'm located off of Porto, man. A lot of folks know me growing up playing ball and stuff off of, I played ball in high school and stuff at the west side. Grew up on the west side, but I always played. I'm an East Lake Cowboy. Played the East Lake part where the part where the legends are born. And I mean, it's one of the things. Growing up on both sides, man, put me in a position where I know a lot of people. So I don't meet a stranger.
Played Little League on the east and high school football on the west.
Yeah,
right?
high school football on the west, man.
Okay.
So growing up over there near Jackson, Nolan, and things of that nature. When it came to that point, me go to high school. My stepdad was teaching at J.O., and they had just merged J.O. and Ensley. It was a little rough then. I think maybe the first day they threw a brick through the police car window.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my folks were like, nah, you can't be there.
They had to get over the hump.
Then too, I respect the pop, but they were still running that David Palmer offense over there. That tadpole, man. I'm a running back. You got to hand the ball out to me, not no quarterback running all over the place. So, I got over there here in town in ninth grade and didn't know nobody. A whole bunch of Bessemer boys, Brighton and Lipscomb, and toted that ball. Ran about 40 touchdowns as a freshman and earned a little varsity PT, and the rest is history from there.
So
they 40 of them.
Yeah, running back, slot receiver, return specialist. So it built a lot of that. A lot of that is what built up to put me in a position to open up a gym on the east side. Because like I said, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a true entrepreneur, you find an area of need. And you make sure you establish something there where it's needed. And just being real with you, man, my wife, I've been with her for 14 years this year, and it was crazy. Even her was like, hey, you know what? Man, you need to open it in Pelham and Hoover. Because I understand that as my wife, she want to make sure I make money and make sure I'm successful. But the whole vision of what I had was totally different than what anybody could see. Being able to put it in our community, where kids can see somebody that look like us. I'm just being real with you, man. I'm 31 years old. When I was growing up in Pratt, I ain't know a black business owner. I saw that Mercedes or whatever car it was I liked. I knew what I thought I had to do to get to that. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to put myself in a situation where they can see a black business owner. You know, so I don't even think some of the kids process that. You know, I'm just they train.
Oh, it'll come back.
As a black business owner, you know, growing up around you, let you know that you can do the same thing too. So I felt there was more of a need in our community, and it's been a slow grind to get kids from, you know, Mount Brook and Vestavia and things of that nature. But now, man, we rocking and rolling, man. There's 300 and 400 kids a week rolling through the gym, man, making a big impact. Last Saturday, man, we was able to do an event, man, that we haven't been able to do in a while due to COVID, and a lot of people don't know, but I would have put mentoring on the front of that building, Sam, and if I'd have did that, the only kids I would have had is the ones that your daddy, your grandma would have drugged down there to make them come to mentoring. But being able to use football as the tool that it is, that's what I did, man, and use that to establish a gym to be able to mentor the kids through sports. And man, this is what I think we working on year 5. In 4 years, 403 athletes have signed college scholarships, man. And it ain't me at all. It ain't me at all. It ain't nothing but God, man.
403 athletes have signed college scholarships, man. From up under this man teaching and mentoring, man. That's cool, man.
So now when you were playing, what was your speed? 4 what?
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ran 4.38.
4.38.
I was only about $155. I ran 4.38. So we talk about speed. It was speed.
So 4.38. Now with that type speed, you know, of course you working out a little different, and you always gonna have all them athletes like, Coach, man, you wasn't motherfucking fast. You already know you gonna hear that. So out of all them athletes you done trained, how many done caught you at the 4.3 and exceeded that?
All right, so what we done did.
I know it's some that done ran.
What we done did is they didn't try me up, so we got a thing right now called a Rot 'em Up Fridays. So I mean, they can go on the Facebook, they can go on the Instagram, all that. The OG, strap up the shoes, and I rot them up on Fridays. So anyone on, and the thing is, you can't be a freshman walking in and try Coach L. You got to be kind of OG of the group.
So you
know, if you've been with me for a while, you've been with me for some years.
Beat them first.
If I know, yeah, you got to beat them first. You got to earn your stripes. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere you at, you got to earn your stripes. Same way with football.
Real.
But I mean, I got some top notch athletes in there, man. And one of my fastest kids, probably the fastest kid I trained, he still ain't beat me yet.
Oh yeah?
You know what I'm saying?
So he fast, but he ain't Coach L fast.
He fast. Rashad Smiley, man. Rashad Smiley.
4-3 moving now.
You know,
that's your time now? Can you still do it?
I ain't gonna lie to you, but right now, if I shoot him up, I'd probably give you a smooth 4.6. I give you a smooth, no warm, I give you a smooth.
Still 22 mile per hour.
Yeah, but at the same time, you gotta think about when you're used to. But being, you gotta think about that's just like driving a Corvette, drop top Corvette.
Yeah.
You use that speed. You know what I'm saying? That we ain't hitting their head and they ain't hit it the same.
So now
you gonna feel slow. You know what I'm saying?
Now you're in a Riga with a missing valve.
Yeah, and I'm about 203 now. You know, compared to that what I played at. I probably played about 192 in college.
Yeah, that's still moving though. Like I said, you're gonna have one of them that's gonna come in there and gonna be ready.
Nah, whichever one that is, I know I ain't gonna let them try me.
Well, keep brushing them off.
You gotta be small. You gotta be small with
beat me in front of all these folks. Why?
I got a fresh pair of cleats. Been in the office for 2 years.
Oh man, hey, one time that 4-3 getting pretty popular, man. There's a lot of 4-3 getting bust open at that combine.
We had one today, man. The UAB Pro Day, man. One of the kids from out of Sanford, homegrown kid, ran a 4.38 today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
it's been a herd of them. I ain't even try to get a number because I know it's been a good bit of them though.
Yeah.
You know, sub 4-3, mid 4-3. You know what I'm saying?
We got training now.
Yeah, they finna move.
We had training and stuff like that back then, man. I don't know. I might have ran a little faster. You know, so
all the resources they got at their disposal right now.
So they let you know them athletes back then, and they said 4.2 and 4.3. They was actually 4.2 and 4.3.
Yeah.
Without all the technology that comes along with training these
and all
days.
that, yeah.
I seen Jay South put on the other day. On the other day, like that 4. They so many folks running 4.3s, they gonna end up having to move the bar to 4.3 instead of 4.4. Now 4.4 ain't bad no more. All these people running these 4.3.
Game of change.
Yeah.
And then again, it could be them hot Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos. Joe eating and that's why they so light and bouncing on the ground.
Yeah, Takis. Yeah, boy.
That's what it is, them Takis.
And the damn grape or red bug juice. Yeah, that's what it is. You ran about a 4.1.
Definitely something in it, because the 8th and 9th grader run around the city 6'3" and 6'4". I said, man, it's something they eating that we want to eat.
Yeah, man. Huge, man. Huge. Them Tigers doing something.
Yeah.
You know, as youngsters, they sometimes you don't see them eating that, and then all of a sudden, boom, them jokers 6'5", 200 pounds, 250.
I remember
walk
Carlos
around.
I remember Carlos Dance was like that. He was about $1.90 somewhere around there, give or take.
Yeah.
Man, that dude came back from Auburn, man, like he was walking like 5, 4.
That's how Casanova. That's how Casanova walk around.
Yeah, them too.
Pumped
Like,
up,
yeah,
man.
they put him on serious dive when they get to that college. It's just no spaghetti.
I ain't
like-
even gonna lie to you, they ain't even die. It's just the fact that you consistently working, you consistently pumping that protein in that body, so you ain't got no
You gonna
choice
get
but to
it.
go straight to the muscles.
Man, just seeing the shift change. I remember when we was kind of growing up, a little older than you, so I remember kind of Florida was like the state that was, you know, you heard all the players coming from Florida. You know, West Coast always put in, you know, everywhere always put in people, but, you know, if you just follow sports and football, you knew Florida had a lot for a minute, and then you start
That's where
seeing,
the speed was coming from.
yeah, you know, Texas players, and you know what I'm saying? And it seemed like, you know, Alabama and Auburn got hot for a few years there in the early 2000s, and of course, you know, Bama still carrying on that winning tradition. And it seemed like this state and even Georgia, you know, a little bit, you know, these two states are almost like the football mecca. This is where you want players from. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why that village got to be solid when you're talking about young athletes. And I know we've been people talking about, you know what, we got athletes, you know, everybody can't play football and such, and we don't always think about making your son an athlete or your child an athlete. That's real, but you know, if they can play, and kids gonna continue to play sports. So you gotta continue to groom them, man.
And there's a lot to go into that, because a lot of people feel like, and I agree with that, everybody not gonna, you know, play football, basketball, baseball.
We
the
need
top
doctors
level.
and scientists, lawyers, all that stuff
But
too.
in order to be a good doctor, you got to have a certain mental toughness as well.
Come
too.
on with it.
And I mean, that's one of those things now where I was just talking to, you know, Ken Dad, when I was just telling him, man, like what he was trying to do with his son and what he was doing with his son. You know, putting him in a situation where you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he was trying to force you to do these things you didn't want to, but now football is forcing that on your life. But it's gonna translate over, because now me being able to roll over and wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's a habit, because I did it for 4 years in college. You know what I'm saying? So being able to stick to a strict schedule, being able to eat right, being able to, you know, knock out and execute a plan.
That's right.
You know, in order for you to be successful, man, you gotta have a plan.
Work with other people.
Work with other people, all of it. You know, because it's teamwork. It's nothing but teamwork, team building for 4 years.
Yeah, so
You know what I'm
basically saying some of these athletes, just because they playing sports now don't mean that's their everything. You gonna have doctors, lawyers, all kind of people walks of life come out of sport, you know.
Somebody got carried their torch one
Yeah,
day.
exactly. it instills something, you know, that you can take with you, even if you go off to play college or pro or whatever. You know, you still being instilled with some value, you know.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's what time it is, man. So how the guys kind of respond to just the day-to-day work of just saying, pushing them and training them to be the best athlete they can be? Because I know you got a lot of younger guys.
It's really at this point, I'm blessed to be able to say that the production is there, and people believe in numbers. You know, for one, with parents, why should they trust you to develop their child? You know, some people like Ken, them dad, them. I wasn't doing them when Ken was in 9th grade. I ain't have all these athletes. You know what I'm saying? But being able to see guys like his son grow and develop and end up, you know, to reach one of his dreams of playing college football, and now having that many kids being successful. I think I was talking about the D lineman the other day, because it's crazy. Me playing running back growing up, I never thought my numbers would be higher at D line guys than it is at running back. I got 35 D1 D linemen.
Some big boys come around him.
I mean, it's just it's one of those things where a lot of them used to play running back, but now they put the weight on, they can move. But being able to see those guys do that and see those guys be successful, it makes the conversation easier when I tell a kid, hey, if you be disciplined, if you work hard, if you get people around you to hold you accountable, you know, then you're able to be successful. So when you see, you know, Jackson State safety Cam Seelman walk through, when you see Kendrick Christian from Virginia Tech, when you see DJ Dale from, you know, Alabama, Michael Lockhart from Georgia Tech, in there doing the same thing that I'm pushing you to do, it's a lot easier when I can look at Mike
Unbelievable.
at 6'5" and say, hey, man, get down there and do that work.
Yeah.
And he listen because he knows it's going to help him. Now when that kid 18 years old, full of testosterone, and he think he want to try me, he going to go, well, this big old joker listen to him. I guess I need to listen to him too.
Cause he exactly where I want to be at.
Got an example. Barbershop Stories,
Yeah,
the
exactly where I wanna
podcast,
be. That
episode
count,
88. We're sitting here with Coach L, super duper sports trainer, making sure these children are right because he believes children are the future, teach them well, and let them lead the way. Now back to you, Coach L. So let me ask you this, man. I know you just say you normally do just for the sports athletes. Do you have any children that maybe may not be playing sports but want to train with the athletes? You ever have a few?
Yeah, I got
coming up.
Yeah, I got athletes that and my thing is everybody's an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
That what people don't understand. I mean, we got women, men, we train adults as well too.
Okay.
Everybody's an athlete. You know what I'm saying? And I think anytime you're doing anything athletic, it can help you reach your fitness goals. And it's crazy because you could take an athlete who never played sports or who people doubted playing sports, and they get up playing sports because of it. You know, and I flipped it. I got a kid, AJ has cerebral palsy. You know, so he first came to him. I met him, you know, through his dad working with him at Coca-Cola back when I was working there, and nobody believed that the kid would be successful at playing sports. And I mean, this kid is on a wrestling team now, wrestling. You know, he couldn't utilize his left arm fully, and now through, you know, different measures and different things I've worked with UAB, working with him, and that kid got full strength in his arm. He playing defensive line at Mortimer Jordan High School.
Just working with
You know what I'm
him,
saying? And it was instilling in that kid that no matter what you put your mind to, as long as you work, and long as you had a heart that you can do it, and be in the proper headspace, and you can get there. You know, so seeing kids like that, that's how you see non-athletes turn into, you know, athletes.
Stars, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Coach, before we go any further, I don't think it'd be right if we didn't do this right here. You ready?
I'm waiting on you. What up?
I believe the children of the future. Teach them well and let them lead. I can't get right. Lead the way. Yeah, I mean, because it take a lot to work with other folk children, man. And,
Yeah,
you know, and because you got to remember, you're dealing with a lot of attitudes, a lot of different personalities. Then you're dealing with the mother or the father personality. So, yeah, man, that take a lot, man. You gotta be very sincere to even consider that, because a lot of people want to do it because they think there's so much money in it. But it's like, is it really that much money in it to actually have to deal with them personalities? You got to look.
But see, that's how you weed out
You got
who's
to.
in it and who's not. Because I mean, when you can't put a dollar amount on what you're doing.
That's right.
And I mean, a lot of times, a lot of people may see this and see that, but come put these shoes on. You know, you ain't get home at night and your wife looking at you sideways. You know, like, hey, you're investing in all these other kids, and you got 3 kids at the house. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I try to keep a good balance. I think I'm doing a great job of doing that now. Dropping out the kids at school this morning was just a relief. You know what I'm saying? Seeing them, they faces smile and stuff like that. But honestly, the crazy part about the dollar amount I can't put on it is, I get paid for my time being away from them, but I'm getting practice with 16, 17-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, and my oldest son, 10. So when I go home, I know how to better parent my kids based upon the practice that I've had with kids throughout the day. I think that's a unique situation. That's why a lot of times when I have different events, you know, when the dads come in with the sons, I mix it up. You're not with this project, you're not working with your son. Work with a kid that's the same age as your son, so that way you see he a knucklehead just like yours. You know what I'm saying? Or this one may be doing certain things wrong. Now you can further appreciate your child. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the unique part about it, that a lot of people don't, the perspective that nobody looks at. And I mean, I call myself an old man because I look at things different. You know, but I feel like you gotta take more out of it than what you see. You know what I'm saying? So that's the huge thing, because I ain't gonna lie, man. Being a chameleon, wearing all these different hats, it's tough, you know. But I just ask for strength from God, and you know, everything I tell him I can't do, he show me I can.
That's what's up, man. I might have to come out there and work out with y'all, man. I'm a former athlete.
He gonna crack them jokes the whole time.
No, that's true. I ain't lying to you.
I believe
I'm telling you, I ran track.
You cannot be that tall, man, and not did nothing athletic.
I'm telling you, I ran track, but I did the 800 meter. I played football.
Oh, you did all slow people sports.
Yeah, you right.
800 meters.
Now I wasn't.
Unless you just had that stride. You just had that stride.
Yeah, I had that stride, man. I'm telling you, Coach Jones used to tell you, he was like, man, just give it a light jog. And I was real light. You remember Bill Cobb? When he was running, I've been that though. But yeah, but I'm not too far. But
At the slow folk race,
Yeah,
800 meters.
I thought you would say 100 and 200.
Oh, no. I probably could have, man, but I didn't really like to run fast. My toes be hurting in certain shoes I wear. But yeah, man, I might come from straight up. I'm gonna come up there and work out with y'all, man.
Well, y'all always welcome, man.
I'm gonna come up, man, because I want to get back in that athletic shape. I still work out a living. I'm 42. So I still work out a living, man. I don't want no pop belly and little shoulder.
I mean, you got, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you can hold them clippers without them handshaking.
Oh, yeah. I don't want none of that, man.
Man, I be watching something, take them children up there turning now, boy.
Yeah, I come on up out
Watch
of
some of
bed.
them videos. Yeah, up there
Them
turning.
boys, they working, man, and I'm proud of them to be able to see our kids from our city leave outside of the city and do great things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's good for our community because it allows the younger kids and the younger generation to realize that they can do the same thing as well, giving them more positive examples of what you can do.
What age y'all started?
Start at age 5. So I've
Y'all
done.
showing up special.
I've done. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Really?
But like I told, getting into training, man. My son was 3, and was at the Trustful Y, and I was coaching his team. And man, if I could take a group of 3-year-olds and they could run plays and don't double dribble,
Mm-hmm.
I had a kid, Trey Garrett, my first ever client. He's still with me. He's 10 years old now. He was 3, and his dad played basketball at Woodlawn, Eric Garrett, and he was like, "Hey man, can you train my son?" I kept giving him excuses why I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Look, man, you got these 3-year-olds running plays." And I said, "Well, man, golly, my son got to grow up in this community. In order for me to make sure it's safe, I might have to, do something." And it turned into training. You know what I'm saying? So being able to do that, and I looked at it, and I told myself, I said, "Well, let me look at which age group can I be most effective with." And 3 and 4, we can't do that as much no more. We got a little rare situations where we had some 4 years old, but 5 is kind of like that baseline where they're attentive, where they can do proper things without being injured and things of that nature. So they can get about 43 minutes of high intensity training and not put them in the red or the yellow to be injured. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. You got to love what you're doing. To work out every day. There's a couple fellas that come here, man. I don't know if you know John Cook. He went to Huffman. But he do a lot of sports training with teams. I know it's with UAB. Now he's with Clark now.
I probably know him.
I just
Yeah,
seen
Miles?
he announced the other day he was taking the USFL job. He's
okay.
training with
What
USFL.
glasses?
Sometime.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
Sometime.
about. I just saw that. He just took a
Beard.
he just took an athletic strength job.
Exactly.
With USFL.
Yeah,
we know.
Yeah,
We know. I think out of West End or something like that.
Yeah, nah, he off this side.
Okay, he must have used the coach at West End, I think.
Okay,
we know
ain't no telling.
We know.
He get around a little bit with kids all through the city too, man, and make his presence felt through the high school doing programs for kids.
Yeah, they gotta
So
be
there ain't no
somebody
telling where
that
you in the
love.
scene to met as far as that goes.
Yeah, you gotta love that one, cause like when you
Come
think
in,
about
get
it,
out there.
you gotta get somebody.
One of my
Cause
best
John, he one of
clients
them
down
folks
there,
that
Cook.
built up like the letter T.
Yeah.
That big for shit.
He shooting, Cook, if you watching.
That's his job, though, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to really like that to get up and work out every day.
That's
like
right.
DeAndre Poole, same thing. He train other people, so all day long he can be eating. He gonna be doing something.
Oh yeah,
Something.
on a handstand, lifting weights,
I'm
all
telling
kinds
you,
of
I'm
shit.
like,
That's
man,
some food.
that's a real lifestyle. That.
Yeah,
No
definitely.
doubt, man.
Definitely.
No doubt.
It's a blessing, though. And it's shout out to all the other trainers out there doing it too, man. Because I know a lot of times, you may be looking in one spot to see, if your number's gonna grow or this, that, and the third. Man, stay at it. It's enough kids around Birmingham where I can't train all of them. The OG Coach O can't train all of them. Certain guy can't train them, but man, it take really special people to be able to, sacrifice your time and work with somebody else's kids who not yours.
Work with children, period.
Do you have a network of other coaches that you refer some to that if you got just too many, I'm like, hey, nah, go over to.
But when it comes to the basketball realm and baseball and things, we got a baseball specialist there. I got a couple of basketball guys that I refer people to. But if it comes down to a situation where somebody tells me, hey, we're looking for somebody else for something, yeah, I do have,
Okay.
certain people that I send them to. But just being honest, we might stay in my own little pocket. I know for a fact ain't nobody gonna care like me. What that looks like is not to say nobody else cares, but I can only tell you what I know you're gonna get out of me. And I got a select few, probably 2 other guys that I'll send somebody to who I know you're gonna get out of them what you get out of me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's my name being stamped on that.
Yeah.
I don't need you looking at me sideways because somebody did your child wrong.
Yeah, man. And speaking of that, what switch gears a little bit on the school stuff, man. What's your recommendation with testing with guys that's athletes for you, man? Do you recommend they start taking that ACT and those prep courses and stuff as soon as possible?
And see, that's the thing, man. That's why I said, man, I go so hard for the kids. I partner with Miss Valencia Bell with schools, and Miss Valencia. When I tell you, she'll stand up and talk to you and make you feel like your IQ level dropped 1,000 points.
Like talking to Andrew.
She was doing ACT prep with my brother, man, and when she was doing ACT prep with my brother, she was finishing her 6th master's with USC. And while she's in class with all these doctors online on a Zoom call, they telling my brother, do you know how special you are to get her time?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the kids, she available. And the event we did last Saturday, man, she couldn't.
Shout out Miss Valencia.
Yeah, shout out Miss Valencia. She couldn't make it. When she couldn't make it, she she sent me a message said, hey, sorry I couldn't make it, but for every kid that attended, I'm gonna get on ACT prep. And for any of my athletes that train with me, she gives them a huge discount to be able to work with her, to be able to work with her tutors. And I mean, I know for my brother, for a fact, most kids get around, average athlete, that first time taking the test, you ain't study, 14, 15 on it. But with her, I ain't gonna say, well, it's training. With her training and test taking, when I've seen kids jump up to, 30s and everything, man.
Come on, shout out Miss Bell.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You asked about multiple people. I ain't got no multiple people. I got one, Miss Valencia Bell.
And she gonna send them who she needs to send them to, or do it herself, or whatever it takes. Yeah, that's what time it is, man. Cause parents and whether it be 2 household parents, single mother, single father, whatever, need to understand the importance that you got a young athlete, but we know you pushing them in the books and all that, but all this stuff got to be,
in order.
Exactly, because just as hard as they being pushed in sports, they got to be pushed into being trained up for that testing. If you want them to go to the universities that they considering or dreaming about or whatever, and even sometimes just to be able to get in those universities and perform, you have to have certain classes in high school. You have to have certain preparation to go to certain universities. You can't just take the basic courses to get out of high school. I mean, you think about going to such and such. You may be good enough to get an offer from them, but can everything that you taken in high school fit the curriculum that you headed toward?
But even with the league, man, being up there at Pro Day at UAB today, and having one of my athletes hit me up from Tuscaloosa today. He said, Coach, when they left the Pro Day, they came down to us, and they did height, weight, and they did a test. It's a test they give them, and it's pretty much an assessment to see how you execute on decision making. And I mean that come from the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be doing tests for the rest of your life.
All kind of tests.
You know what I'm saying? So I suggest when it comes to the ACT, I don't think you should just do one. You should do both, SAT and ACT. Some kids score high on either one, and your highest score is which one they're going to take. You know what I'm saying? And I know right now with COVID and things like that, we had situations where, kids were being told that it was going to be waived, but don't count on something being waived, if you know to give you extra advantage, because one of the things Miss Valencia talk about, when we talk about teaching the kid how to chase a bag, let's teach them how to really chase one. And I mean, you got situations where you got kids who are on athletic scholarships, but if they score high enough on the ACT, you can write a letter to the dean of whoever names on the building at the University of Alabama and say, hey, I have a 4.2 GPA and I scored this on the ACT. they'll give you $200,000 in scholarship.
Let me get some of that
But,
academic
but
money.
guess where that
Yeah.
money go?
Yeah.
It don't go to the school because you already on athletic scholarship.
Yeah,
It go to your pocket.
Mm.
So now when they go to your pocket, now what kind of options do you have?
That's
Now
bad.
you worried about an NIL deal?
No.
That
You
bad.
know what I'm saying? So now that's really chasing the bag. You know,
I think I got one more year of eligibility too, man.
I got one.
One
You know,
more.
just tell, I
Just
need
one
I
more,
need
man.
one I need
One
one
more,
athlete to
cuz.
work with me to push me.
But, you know,
That's all I need.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I
Well,
don't know if I can get
then.
back to that 4-3 though. You know, if I can get that 4-3 beating, we might be cooking.
Yeah, I mean,
We might be
I
cooking.
work out with you. What day? Tuesday and Wednesday my best days.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I be up there 7 days a week.
7 days a week. Well, you got me beat
You
down.
got to catch me on
But
the
I
fly.
catch you about 2-3 of them. I
we
catch you
got
about
somebody on
2-3 of them.
got somebody on the chat say played with you in high school. He look like he say GOAT. I'm glad I got to share the field with Coach L. Learned a lot from just watching him.
Oh, Brandon Spain.
Yeah.
Oh man, what's up, B Spain, man? Yeah, man. You know they
Somebody gotta remember that speed on.
What little baby said? He said, "You'll call yourself a goat, you leave it up to the people." I never say it, man. I know. I just try to put my best foot forward when I was playing the game. You know, but guys like him that was young behind me, I understood because I knew where I learned from. I learned from the OGs, whether it was the OGs on the block or the OGs just sitting in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? I made sure I listened. I didn't always do everything the right way. None of us are perfect. You know, but I tried to make sure I set the proper example. Being the oldest of four, I had no choice. Man. You got to be that man of the house for a while. And my stepdad came into our life. Man, you put in a leadership role whether you ask for it or not.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I had to
You sure
grow. I had to
gonna get
grow up quicker than most kids. I didn't get a regular teenage, kiddie lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But I think that put me in a position where I could probably lead my family and lead guys like that. So man, I appreciate that, B Spain, and that mean a lot to me to know the younger guys feel that way.
That's what's happening. Well, all right. Well, I guess too now. A couple predictions, man. You know, the NBA is getting ready to head to the playoffs in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
You think the Lakers gonna have $750 million at the house? Think they gonna make them playoffs?
They gonna have $750 million at the crib. And the crazy thing about it is, man, I like
I ain't have to
LeBron.
say it.
I feel like he don't get the proper respect because we always trying to compare.
Man, no doubt.
But trying to compare ain't nothing but the enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
Respect
arrows,
that man for who he
everybody
is. Yeah, and respect him for who he is, man. That man top of all time.
Yeah.
Well, whatever category you want to put it in, he top of all time.
No
So if
doubt.
you trying to argue anything outside of that, then you're crazy. You don't know sports for real.
Everybody era is their era. It's hard to compare all these players. They ain't played each other.
I think it was 17 games left in order for the Lakers to make it to the playoffs and lead the play, and they had to win about 14 of them.
I need Westbrook to hit some shots.
Or Westbrook.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I like my boy. You know what I'm saying? I like my boy. He a dog.
I
he
like
a
him,
dog.
man. I just think he is like the
When he don't get the touches, he ain't the same.
yeah, man.
You gotta have that ball all game long.
I think LeBron should be getting probably about 15 points a game, about 15, 20 assists. I think he'll be more effective.
But when he dropped that 56 the other night, did you not see that greatness?
Oh no, he was true now. I'm a Laker fan. So
That
he,
was-
Out
that was-
Curry,
that was-
didn't
When you see him drop 56 on Curry, come on now.
Yeah.
Not a conversation of Curry's the best player in the league turns to what? Now LeBron still got to cry at least halfway on his head.
yeah, it's tilted, but it's down. It ain't fair.
It's slipping off.
Yeah, but it ain't fair, man. But I think if he did that by 15 points a game, I think it'd be more effective because Westbrook can actually flourish.
Yeah, but I mean,
Even
that's
Melo.
the thing though. Two players ain't gonna win the championship. When it comes time to hit that knock down that shot, Melo gonna knock it down, but is he gonna get an opportunity to knock it down?
Is he gonna play defense? Shit.
He ain't never played defense.
Yeah, that's what I say. He'll knock down
That
shot.
man one of the greatest scorers of all time to not play defense.
30 points a game and
Check nothing.
shit, 7 turnovers. They ain't
He ain't gonna
checking
check nothing but himself.
Check in the game and out the game.
So who your prediction on who gonna end up in the finals with all the changes and all that?
And I still see Phoenix back in there. And I like to see Phoenix winning.
More, man.
Phoenix.
And it's just crazy. And maybe that's because like I said, I respect my OGs. I like CP3, man. He a
CP3
dog.
true.
He carries himself professional. You know, I watched him when he
He's
came to
true.
Birmingham to play against James Harden when he was at Houston,
Yeah.
and he cussing out the refs,
Oh, he's
cussing
true.
out the players. He
He's
leading.
true.
You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to play, he bag up whatever it is he talking.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I like anybody that bag up whatever they talking. You know.
That's why they ain't put him over there with Kobe. Because Kobe would have had him 6. He'd been 6-2. He would have got him at least one.
Yeah, he would have got, but you can't compare none of that Shaq and Kobe. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
That's
that
different.
That was some real live beast.
I don't think we seen nothing else like that. You take players like Rick Fox and Robert Orr. Big Shot Bob probably would have been Big Shot Bob, but Rick Fox, who was that?
Yeah.
Derek Fisher, who was that? We wouldn't have knew who none of them cats was.
He played some defense, give you 6 hard fouls though.
You ain't getting Harden and what that name Harden and Embiid, no shot at being the Kobe and Shaq 2.0. That's what they trying to
But you can't.
say on ESPN.
But see, the problem is whenever you trying to reinvent something, you got to reinvent it and it got to be built the same.
Exactly.
And Harden ain't built.
You gotta take the criticism, come with it too.
I don't know about
Just
Harden.
be who y'all gonna be. You know, try to get your one ring.
Harden should have stayed 6th man of the year. As long as he stayed 6th man of the year, whatever team was on, they would have won championships.
He a regular season
Shout
champion,
out,
man.
shout out Cub's birthday in the Philly to catch them boy, man. Big time Philly fan, man, Mike.
Oh,
You know
Mike.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I started to take that trip with him.
Yeah,
Oh, no, for the
man.
game?
Yeah,
Mike. Yeah,
catch
he
me
told me
get
we were
back.
going for the game. Yeah.
I give it to him. I can actually call him a Philly fan now. He ain't no bandwagon. He been like them weak ass 76ers.
He
But
all
when,
Philly.
when you pay some money to go up there and see him, you a
Oh, yeah,
true fan.
real.
Ain't no doubt,
True
ain't no
gotta
doubt.
be a real fan.
Ain't no doubt. All in the
You don't
middle
go
of the
there.
week.
Yeah, you don't go there in Philly. First of all, you don't go to Philly for no reason.
Oh, yeah.
You better know somebody or at least be going somewhere where you know you safe.
Going downtown.
That don't sit close to Ben Simmons. They say he supposed to be on the bench tomorrow. They be throwing all types of shit down at him, bro. But they probably like having Harden. I think both teams probably, just depending on how Ben get out there with. I think the guy that he gonna get out there and ain't got as much pressure on him to have to be a shot maker on that Brooklyn Nets team.
You still think they can make a pass Durant them though?
Philly,
That man a killer.
man.
Durant a killer.
That'd be hard to
He
say.
always gonna be cupcake for me because of what he did. You know what I'm saying? You get smacked and then you go play with the team that smacked you. You know what I'm saying? That I don't like that. When you're a true competitor,
See, you like to see him, you like to see him play.
Dame, I'm
through,
just saying, look at my boy Dame. My boy Dame probably never win championship out there in Portland. But he gonna ride with Portland. You know what I'm saying? He gonna drop his feet
Everybody
tonight.
can't win it.
But you gotta respect him trying to get the hell away from Rick Westbrook. Not that Westbrook must triple double. 4 years in a row and all that, dog. But that man was trying to get the reins on his hands.
He doing the same thing now though.
Exactly.
And I mean, COVID and his protocol, the only reason why he getting the extra touches because you put one of the baddest point guard that'll play the game, Kyrie, back with him.
Mm-hmm.
That man cold blooded. He got to score too. So now his numbers gonna drop. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Everybody want to keep blaming on Bron, talking about they got these super teams, but they forgot about Miami with the glove and Eddie Jones and Walker and all them down there. You know what I'm saying? They forgot about them teams like that. So I feel like they've been doing it in the NBA. It's just it's more exposure
I
to
think
it.
you're just talking
You know
a
what
little
I'm
bit more, but I don't think I hate it with that Lakers team swap up. I like Westbrook, but I'd have left Westbrook where he was. I'd have kept Rondo.
Yeah.
I'd have kept
Facilitator.
Stay young.
Kuzma.
Yeah.
I'd have kept, a few of them players.
Brandon, the one went to New Orleans was it Brandon? What the name
Yeah,
was?
Ingram.
Ingram was nice.
Yeah, I'd have kept Kuzma. So I'd have kept that team. They probably would have been a lot better off, man. Because right now, LeBron them, they the truth, man. But it's like some old niggas at Willowwood compared to them young players, Because, hey, man, I'm talking
Pull up to Dawson in the morning just trying to get their hoop dreams.
Yeah, I'm talking they the truth against us. Like, that beat the shit out of us, but them young fellas be running, 4 threes, they running 42 miles an hour.
If we make Westbrook shoot the ball the whole time, we might get us a win in. What you mean?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to hit regular layups, we're going to use the glass.
Oh, yeah, Westbrook tough, though, but he need his own team, though, man.
Yeah.
He need his own team.
He's gonna make a bad team look good, if by being the only cat there or something like that, Just stat stuff.
Yeah, he's true.
That's how you determine greatness, though. So that's why I can't put him in that great bucket yet. Because, I mean, you go to a team and, you help them look good, but the rest of your teammates got to become better as well. So,
Yeah. That's right.
Gotta be that leader.
yeah, most definitely.
What time it is? Show been real, man. Another guest in the Auburn happy OK1 over there, man. Hey, we gotta have some need some Tuscaloosa blood roll through the thing sometime, man. What DJ Gorgeous last week said she went to Auburn up in here. Know what I'm saying?
So did.
Yeah, that's what time it is. K1 in the bill.
Yep.
Auburn tight.
Say what now?
I went to Uniontown.
You want to hear it time too? Oh man, you'll go and go for two, man. Oh, man.
Sorry
Look, see,
for
see.
ya.
Well, you don't even know how it goes. Sorry for what? Come on now.
Sorry
Them boys out of Beltsman, they want to see us. Them boys out of Pleasant Grove, they want to see us. None of that.
And Hewlett-Town win one, what,
Well, a few years
did Jamin win one at Hewlett-Town?
No, man. So in 100 years of Hewlett-Town football, my boys that I train now, my quarterback Earl Woods, they just took, and my brother his senior year, they went to the state championship and lost to Clay by 2.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
I
crazy. I
remember they went
trained
this year.
Hewlett-Town whole team, and then I trained majority of the Clay team,
Yeah.
and it was pretty much the battle. I called the battle of the steppers.
Okay.
I tell them we work together, we
I
fight
thought they
against each other.
won one back then for some reason. They just were real
They
good.
been
Man.
to a couple championships.
Yeah.
So Clay beat him. Hewlett-Town came all the way back, lost 46-42, game 2, and it kind of looked like them in the state championship. Man, they had a Clay kick an onside kick, and I'm talking about it's a miracle. It bounced and hit the hill, and it bounced 10 yards back on Clay's side.
No.
So I said, man, it was already written by God that Clay was supposed to win.
Went right back to him. Yeah.
I can't think of the young fella from Hewlett-Town, man. He came to the radio station when I was up there.
That's Earl Woods.
Yeah,
My
the tall
quarterback,
guy.
Earl
But yeah, it was a guy up there. I think he was a receiver or something too.
You talking about DeAndre Coleman with the fro?
Yeah.
His mama graduated from Hewlett-Town.
Okay.
Hewlett-Town blood. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was interesting talking to them fellas, man. Well,
I went to
they're
that,
gonna be well on their way.
Pike Road,
Oh, you talking about the massacre?
Pleasant Grove game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The night before the Clay game.
I hated that, man, because I got
Man.
boys out there at PG, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to them coaches solid out there.
Ain't no doubt, man.
That's what's
Boy,
happening.
them boys ain't start running yet. Great.
Nah, that little freshman boy, he cold.
Man,
cold,
what? 4, 3, and 10? Shh.
Man, he cold.
Joe ain't start running yet.
Nah. I think a couple folks still dream about that.
Man, God, Pike Road, man. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
But you know, those two teams, you know, they went and represented, and they took it all the way to the state. We like somebody from down the way to keep one at the house. Did anybody get one from up this way?
Clay got it.
Clay got it, and
Thompson.
And Thompson.
And I mean, that's the crazy thing. We had 4 teams in it. We had Pleasant Grove, Clay,
Exactly.
Hewlett-Town, and Thompson.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that was our boys, and they call it what it is. Out there in Alabaster, you know, out there Clay, you know, them boys, them our boys.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They just spread out.
That's right, man.
Yep. Well, that's what's happening. Well, Coach L, give them your information. If they want to get in touch with you, get with your program.
Yeah, man. So you can follow me on Facebook under Leonard Stevens, or you can follow our page at Step by Step Training on Facebook. Also, make sure y'all follow Step by Step Foundation, man. We just started back in September, doing a lot of great things within the community through it. And on Instagram at Step by Step _ Sports Training, Twitter at Coach L __.
Okay. Well, that's what's happening, man. You want to go and get this song in before we leave?
Which one you got for me now?
Well, see, we messed up, I believe, cheering out the future because I went to studying and shit.
When you just start doing I Know Where I Can by now?
Oh, no, that might be better.
You
That
don't know that one? Do you know that one?
I don't know. I can freestyle it, though. Just hit them.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, hey, we appreciate you coming through, man. But,
Appreciate y'all having me.
But I guess I said and talk about these few little events we got coming up, man. If you're in the Jackson, Tennessee area, make sure you come up there and check out the Cine Saturdays at the American Legion. That is this Saturday at 9 o'clock. Wednesday, March 16th, we got the comedy show at the Stardome. Go ahead and get those tickets now at stardome.com. And of course, we got the free family skate night. That's coming up Sunday, March the 20th at the Roller Motion Skating Center. Shout out to the sponsors who helped put that thing together. Toot Davis, Thomas Holmes, Dante Jelks, Joe Owens, Franco Woodson, Nick Turner. Hey, appreciate y'all coming on through and helping out and being proud sponsors. And we'll see y'all. So y'all make sure y'all check out them upcoming events. We also are a real barbershop. It ain't just called Barbershop Stories. Sam is a super duper barber. Myself, Corey, we'll definitely chop you up with them 7 days a week. And you want it right, you come see us. Shout out to Z-Lens Media for taking this time out today and having us about 35, 40 minutes late. I sent my invoice, and I was just kidding. Shout out to Z-Lens Media.
Okay,
And shout out to everybody who's tuned in and have tuned in and liked and shared it. We appreciate it. You can go back and you can rewatch it. It is in 4K. Why? Because it's K1. Shit, he got a good camera. So, hey, this has been another great episode of Barbershop Stories Podcast, episode 88. And we'll see you next time for episode 89. And that's what it is, and bye.
Ain't no doubt, man. Y'all stay up. Talk to them counselors, man. Get them kids on the right.